thermometer as 24 degrees. And Lynn's 23, and Lynn's dropping me off at the trailhead. And I guess that's the group we're going to be hiking with up there. So have a great warm weekend, and I will see you tomorrow at 10:30. We're starting on Deep Creek Trail, and it is about 24 this morning. And there's our trailhead sign. I think we got about 10 miles today. So it should be a nice trip. I am looking forward to it. It feels great out here. And this would be a fantastic place just to come check out all the waterfalls. The river is a really nice size, and right now tons of water in it. So we should have no problem with water. And we'll see what we can find on up the trail. This is Tom Branch Falls, and we are headed up to Indian Creek Falls. And like I said earlier, there is plenty of water up here today. And this is Indian Creek Falls. Like we said, the water is crazy good right now. It's good to have you, man. And we are hitting the Suncoda Ridge Trail. And this will be our climbing section for the day, so we'll hopefully get some views up here. We're still on the climb, and at least the weather's hanging in there, and warmed up, taking off coats, enjoying the way up, getting closer to 5,000 feet every step. So it is lunchtime, made it to Martin's Gap Trail, and the day just keeps getting better and better. It is so nice out here today, and we've got just a little less than halfway to go to 52, but super nice section and incredible weather today. So got really lucky. We'll see you on up. Continuing to work our way towards campsite 52 and the Newton Ball Trail. And right now we're walking the ridge, and so even though we're still climbing in elevation, it's about fell down there. It's been still very gentle and pretty comfortable, with some really nice views to some higher peaks over to our west. And we'll see if we can get some breaks in the trees and get some of the views back over towards Kleeman's Dome. The whole way up we've been kind of paralleling the ridge that where Kleeman's Dome is, and I think the AT runs that ridge, so it's been nice to see that through the trees. See you up the trail. So we got some views right there, and we are less than a mile, we think, from campsite 52, but there's some of the western views that we got. One of the few gaps in the trees where we got a little bit of a view there.
Yeah.
And we made it up to campsite 52 up here, basically at Newton Bald, and just a little bit of sun left back there. And wow, if we get a sunrise, it will be incredibly pretty in the morning. Back over that way, we'll see if we get a sunset. Try not to make you dizzy. And super pretty up here. The water source is pretty good. And kind of got to find your spot for whether it is either a little waterfall effect or the right pool. But it looks like really good water and pretty good flow for at least this time of year. So That's nice having some. The camera's not doing great justice, but what an amazing sunset. It's about 6:45 and it is really pretty this morning. I don't know the exact temp, but it's definitely below freezing. But none of my water bottles froze, so that's nice. And I think I can get a shot of the moon over here. The Osmo's not going to pick it up real well, but that's pretty nice to have a shot of the moon in the morning. And back over whatever that direction is, let's see, that's the east, that's the west, and so to our south is Bryson City and Cherokee, and you can see the lights up there, but kind of neat to see that. And the wind never really kicked up, so I'll take that. And gonna get packed up here, get a little breakfast, and head down to find Lynn. Getting a little more sunrise back there, and not any warmer, but gonna go down and get some breakfast. I think on the menu this morning is Pop-Tarts and coffee that's been cooling off, and I might have a Kind bar. So I wonder what Lynn's having this morning. Probably something similar, I bet.
It's not, that's not.
And how come always the first part of the hike of the day is uphill? But then it got flat, so can't complain. There's still a little bit of snow on the ground up here. Just remnants of it, so no big deal, but it's kind of pretty. I wouldn't mind it if there was just a little bit more, but definitely would not have wanted anything other than a dusting. I'll try to get you some good views in a little bit through the trees, because running this ridge is really pretty, except the trees don't make it easy to get views with the camera. You can't really appreciate it too much, but that is looking basically north and northwest, and the view up in that direction is so pretty. Wasn't long ago the moon set back over the mountains, and that was gorgeous too. I am almost at Newton Bald Trail and just left the campsite. Hated to leave the group, but I've got to get out a little bit early today and get back towards the house. But I really enjoyed hiking with the group from the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club. Thanks to Jeff and Orville for putting that to get this hike together, and Jason and Robert and Rain. It's great meeting you guys and hiking with you, and hope we can do that again one day, whether it's a day hike or overnights or helping me knock out some sections on the AT. And there's the sun. Thank you, Lord, for some sun to warm this cold body up. Y'all, I'm still here at the intersection of the Mingus Creek Trail and Newton Bald Trail. I think I've got 4.7, it looks like, down to the road at Smokemont. And I had to change gloves. It has gotten colder. Of course, it seems to always do that before the sun comes up, or just as the sun comes up. I need to research that phenomena, because I know it's a real thing, that temperatures seem to go down as soon as the sun comes up, then it starts warming up. But all right, I gotta cover some mileage so I can meet Lynn in time, but I could not help but get a shot of that view looking to the east. Man, it is so pretty. It's windy up here though. Like I said, when I left the intersection up there, my thermometer is not working. I've got to get something new so at least I can have an idea. But you know, the temperature, it is what it is, but it's kind of fun to know. But wow, looking at that ridge is just so pretty. Definitely getting my Osmo Action a good test. This is not the latest version. It was a version back. I think it's called Osmo Action 2. And still really like this camera. And got to try it out in probably the coldest conditions I've been in a while. And I've had it in rain and dropped it. And this thing has just really held up well. So anybody looking definitely can attest to it. I think the new GoPro has definitely made a bunch of upgrades and it's really neat. But if you want to save a little bit of money and really not lose a lot of features, I can tell you the Osmo Action is also a great action camera, and it's holding up very well over the 2 years that I've had it now. I have just missed the wild hogs in here last night. They have been tearing this whole area up. But you can tell right here, these are fresh tracks and fresh areas they've been digging last night, and it's not even gotten frosty. So I may run into them. We'll see. As I'm catching my breath here, coming down the hill, I just wanted to mention I am really loving my new Melanzana hoodie. These things are great. I've never had that version before, but picked one up this summer in Leadville. And it's fantastic in the morning. Gives you that little extra protection from the wind, covering your ears. And of course the hand warmers are nice as I was getting ready, and definitely does the job. So it's one of those things, it's a little bit of a luxury item. You know, it's kind of cool to have and wear around town and when you're hiking in camp and on the trail. But if you're out in Leadville, definitely pick one up. It's worth the hype and worth the price. I don't know if you can make out that ridge line over there, but with the sun coming up and giving some really nice shadows, the light's just amazing to the north of me. And this Newton Ball Trail, I'm enjoying it. It runs along the ridge. I mean, I've started going downhill for sure, but it's nice in that I'm still on the ridge and I'm getting views to my south and to my north. So I can imagine coming up, it'd be a workout, but you get a treat coming back down. So we'll see how it is on the rest of the way down. That is a pretty hefty blowdown right there. That's going to take a little bit of time to clear. Sorry, trail crew. I found my Christmas tree for next year. Boy, that is perfect. Also wanted to give an update. Liquid IV, man, can't beat that stuff. I've tried a couple different flavors, and you usually can find one that you like. This is the lemon flavor, and I've been trying watermelon and like that too. and it is definitely making a difference in my hikes and running activities. So you might want to try Liquid IV. You can pick it up now just about anywhere, drugstores, grocery stores, even online, Amazon. So Liquid IV, thanks for giving me that extra little bit of electrolytes that helps me enjoy the day better. Plus, you know, I'm drinking more water too, which I need. This trail is definitely down as you're heading back to Smokemont, or it would be up if you're coming from Smokemont. But it's not a bad grade. It levels out from time to time, and the incline, the percent of incline, is, I don't think it's terrible. And you know, if you just take your time. But coming down, you definitely feel those quads working. But still, so nice out here. I always love what I call coves like this. They're not gaps, they're coves as you come down the mountain. And I always think I'm gonna see, you know, bears foraging around up in those areas. But I think they look at it as, man, that's crazy, it's too steep. There's this really good trail right here we can use. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a natural cave that formed by this big rock that came down, and it's quite large under there. I did not go in there because I don't want to wake up anything that's in there. This is probably one of the few open views up in this section of the Smokies, and basically it came from those high sections right there and back over in that direction, and the sound of the creeks are getting bigger and bigger, so as I go down in elevation quickly, I can tell I'm getting pretty close to Smokemont. Starting to encounter a lot more creek crossings, like I said earlier, and still very pleased with my Hokas. Even though these aren't the Gore-Tex version, they along with some darn tough socks, they as long as I don't, you know, just step right in the middle of the water crossing of the creek, do pretty good as far as not getting too wet. And even when the treads, the sole's wet, that Vibram grip on the bottom really does the trick. So super pleased as far as comfort, and had these on quite a few trips now, so I think I can definitely say these are doing everything that I needed and then some. So I think I'll stick with Hoka Speed Goats. These are the 5s. All right, I'm almost down to the road. It says Newfound Gap Road, 0.3 miles. Okay, I made it to the trailhead down here at Smokemont Campground and really enjoyed that trail, and gonna head on over to the campground area and meet Lynn over there. And there's my ride, my fantastic wife for coming and getting me, and we're gonna go get some breakfast or something. So fantastic trip, It was much more scenic than I thought it would be. And anytime you're in the Smokies, it's great. So everybody be safe, be kind, happy trails.